how do you preserve like the food items that you have on display?
Oh, that's a good, messy question. Well, sometimes you're safe. Like I've got Coca-Cola bottles from Canada from
Right?
1978, and they're sealed and they're in a carton, and the fizz is gone and they're not going to leak. Sometimes you have a can of Heinz pasta bits with Jar Jar Binks hologram on them and they explode on the shelf. So the best thing to do, or you have a chocolate Jar Jar Easter bunny from Canada, which lasted for 20 years. And we came in one day and saw nibbles out of it. So the best thing you can do is, like, I got some Star Wars celebration cakes when I was in the UK, and you take a photograph of the cake and then you eat it or throw it away. In this case, it was so bad we threw it down the garbage disposal of a good friend where we were staying. And unfortunately, I think I had to pay a plumber's bill because it clogged the garbage disposal. It was so terrible. But the photo and the box, and some things you have to get rid of. And I'm a little reluctant sometimes to open things like yogurt, yogurt tubes, but it's the packaging that you really want to save. I came back from France once and I thought I had cleaned packaging very well. There was this big promotion in France from a food manufacturer, and they sold raw chicken parts, thighs, breasts, legs, etc. And it was in Star Wars packaging, and there were 80 different kinds of Star Wars packaging, and they came with magnets or little cards. And they did pizzas and sandwiches, but mostly chicken parts. And I was in this very small hotel, this boutique hotel, and I was cleaning out. I couldn't bring chicken parts back to the US. I didn't have space, number one. And of course, I wasn't going to bring raw chicken from France. And so I was cleaning out the packages with soap and water. I didn't know what to do with the chicken. And so I put the raw chicken in the very tiny wastebasket. And the next morning, when I was leaving the room and checking out, I looked at the wastebasket and realized it looked like human flesh. And I thought, the cops are going to come after me. The gendarmes are going to bust me because of Star Wars. Luckily, nothing happened.
That is
Imagine the
fantastic.
poor cleaning lady. This is not Rancho Jar Jar, although I love Jar Jar from a certain point of view. But Rancho Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was my favorite character in the films, in the original trilogy, because he was the mentor. He really set Luke on his path to become a Jedi and to save the galaxy. And in my personal and professional life, I have been a mentor too. I've hired people at both the Wall Street Journal and at Lucasfilm and have followed their careers and tried to help them and be there as a resource. And so Obi-Wan was my favorite. As far as my favorite film, that goes back and forth between Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. And now I'm sort of leaning a little more towards Star Wars, because without Star Wars, there wouldn't be anything else.